What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Usually, I'm talking about people like Lori Harvey or Lizzo or just anybody in the celebrity industry. And, you know, some guys would say that some of these conversations that I have can be very pejorative towards those people. But I want to take a little bit of a different approach because Lori Harvey is now posing for Playboy. Now, you guys know Playboy is a terrific brand and a terrific American brand. It's one of the greatest branded companies that I've ever seen in my life. When you see the Playboy bunny, you know exactly what it means. You see the Playboy mansion, you know exactly what it means. But its founder, Hugh Hefner, created this magazine really for, can we just say it, rich white men with terrific sci-fi stories. Everybody wanted to be a Playboy. It was status. It was class, and it created an environment where the women who posed on Playboy or in Playboy, although it was nude, it was classy. I remember Alan Roger Curry, before he passed away, he went to the University of Indiana, and he said that Playboy came to the University of Indiana, and you had parents bringing their 18-year-old freshman daughters to pose nude for Playboy. Right now, this was not the case in many of the black communities, although, you know, Playboy decided that they would cover black models, but there were never any outlets in some of the African countries. The only one it was South Africa. And they had a really strict rule at a certain point, which was if you were a woman and you had tattoos, you could not pose for Playboy. Well, those things have changed, and Lori Harvey has become the talk of the town. She's posing for Playboy in its first print edition in the last 5 years. And I thought this was something for me. The question is, Playboy, which is typically a white brand, and we all know that Playboy is not what it was, they choose Lori Harvey to become the cover model for it. Why is that the case? Because Playboy understands now that if you want to get an audience that can actually pay and support, that you have neglected that audience for many years, it is a person that can market it to the urban crowd. That's their new strategy. Who do they go for that? Lori Harvey. Now, let me talk about this. When it comes to the black community, our black men or black women starting businesses like the great Ebonies of the world, the Jets of the world. Once these things came about, they were so lucrative. All of these white brands started coming and advertising in Jet, Essence, Ebony, because we had an audience that they really wanted. And still, we have an audience that they really want. And the reality and the crazy thing about this is, guys, we don't want the audience that everybody else wants. I was talking to one of my buddies one day, and I was talking about, yo, man, we should do a manosphere convention, not just in America, but in an African country. I was like, we should do it in Nigeria. He's like, Nigeria? He's like, hell no. I said, what about South Africa? He goes, well, they got some whites out there. So I said, well, what if you were able to get the same amount of money from the blacks than from the whites? He said flat out, if it's Negroes' money, I don't even want it. Give me the white folks' money. And of course, this is a guy that has a white girlfriend, white wife kind of thing, right? And I just think that it's so interesting that whenever we have the audience, because Lori Harvey, obviously all races of ladies like Lori Harvey, but we're going to be honest. Lori Harvey is a black model with black boyfriends and a black social media space, and everybody wants that audience but us. Everybody wants black business but us. Everybody wants black consumership but us. And when Playboy hasn't put out there a printed cover issue in 5 years, and we're gonna be honest, Playboy, once Hugh Hefner died in 2019, they were already at the decline at that particular time. It was not looking good for Playboy magazine. It just wasn't, okay? It wasn't looking good. It was looking pretty bad. They were down bad. And they are coming out 60 months later, reissuing the print, and they're saying, listen, the first person that we need to go is to get somebody black. Here's what I want to tell all the brothers and sisters. We have such a great opportunity to work together. And I know you guys are tired of hearing me say this, but I gotta sneak it into my content as a black man from the historic African-American community, which you guys will call now FBA. Everybody understands your genius, your contribution, what you can do, okay? And a lot of times, they don't even give you opportunity to do it. You have to do it yourself, right? Same thing with hip hop, same thing what you see in Afro beats in Nigeria. You know, once you get it developed, they ignore your opportunities or what you're able to do. Then once you're able to do it, then here they come because they need you. The problem is, do you need each other? And when I come and I see the opportunities that are missed, for an example, I was looking at the most valuable football programs on planet Earth in college football. I was looking at the Ohio State. I was looking at Texas A&M, Michigan, Alabama, Notre Dame. It was a list, right, of all of these programs that have so much money. And when I look at all of these programs that have so much money and revenue and they're in these big conferences, the one thing that reigns supreme is here you have a few things. Number one, you have an audience that supports these teams. Number two, you have donors that supports these teams. And then you have schools that reinvest into these programs. I'm not here to say that a historically black college could do the same, but hey, you've seen some of these schools going from like D1 AA into D1. You mean to tell me that Jackson State couldn't sometimes, or in the future, go D1? Of course they could. They might not be a powerhouse team, but the opportunity for that money is there. The opportunity for that transformation is there. Deion Sanders has showed us that. And I just really want to sit back and analyze, do African Americans, do black people, this FBA, do we really know what we have? How important we are as a consumer base and what we offer so many other companies. Like if we were to really understand the talent base that we had, and if we could get over some of the problems that we would have working with each other, and again, I understand that working with black people, listen, working with black folks sometimes, those of you that can do it successfully, God knows you deserve a Nobel Peace Prize. You deserve it. We're gonna be honest, dealing with people's perspective, dealing with people's attitude in the black community, dealing with the long-term visions and there not being any trust there, it's not gonna be there. We get it. But Lori Harvey trusts Playboy enough as an iconic brand, even though it's going down, to bring her audience to Playboy to reignite Playboy, a brand that needs her. What if that was a black-owned brand? Is there opportunity for a black magazine that can operate at a high level? Of course. Is there opportunity for blacks to come together and do that? Of course. And some of us might not even have to go work for corporate America. You know, we don't even find the talent. We have so much talent in black America. You know, I'm living in Africa. And there's talent here on the continent, especially in Uganda. But, you know, you have to really deal with people's potentials a lot of times and seeing where they're at, because some people may have never worked in the corporate structure before, never worked. But in black America, you have all of these things that are already there, that are already in place. You have so many people that have these skills already, so many black men, and we just can't get it together. So other people recognize our talent and we trust them more. And then we help other people get up and get their name up. A lot of you guys know that in a lot of y'all's jobs, a lot of y'all's companies that are non-black owned, if it's not people like you that are there, they don't have a company. You are the company. You know, it's your ingenuity that's running a lot of these things. And hey, we don't have a lot of problems doing that for other folks. But when it comes to our own natural people, we have a problem with that. And I just want to just put this out there and to say, Playboy was a brand that rejected blacks. Many times I would even say black women. They had to look a certain type of way. And still, don't get me wrong, Lori Harvey is still fitting that criteria. However, the black audience is something that they can't deny. The appeal that the urban audience has, they can't deny it. And they need our help. So if they can recognize that in us, why do we have such a problem recognizing that for ourselves? It's worth fighting for. I will say this, we have an opportunity to work together and to be together, like the old folks say, while the blood is still running warm in your veins. You won't always have the opportunity to do things with your people, but you got the opportunity to do it. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy, but I damn sure would love to see Lori Harvey on a brand that you own and operated, because you know your people and you understand your community. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. The episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.